Generic greetings and welcome back to Prison Architect Warden Mode, probably the last episode of this prison, and it's been quite a ride, but what we need to do really in this episode is finish things off. So we've got a workshop to finish on the right hand side, a couple of tweaks and changes to make around the place, and also get some CCTV cameras on the right hand side, which isn't really mandatory because quite frankly we've got enough staff to deal with it, we've got enough to walking around and such, and we've also got only low-risk prisons here, so the chance of them booting off or doing anything a bit untoward is, well, probably not that high. And for some reason, the trees are still going in this corner here. I thought I'd put forestry only... Oh, I put forestry... Yeah, to be fair, this is my fault. I put forestry so it goes to the edge there, which can cause what you're seeing there. Either way, lots of logs there, lots of other stuff. That's pretty cool. We're going to go to deployment, guard patrols. We can see there's a guard patrol in there. We do need to put a guard patrol in here as well, which we will do very quickly there, which is not as far as that one. Well, the other one isn't as far, but that's now sorted. And I think what I'll do is get this foundation done first, and once this area is done we know it's pretty much sorted. I'm just going to wait for all of the prisoners to go back to their cells, and then I'm just going to do a bit of a check, because we haven't done a full shakedown for quite some time. I think we better get on that. In terms of staffing, we've got now 1, 2, 3, hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 50 guards in total now. In terms of armed guards, 7 of a maximum of 9, 18 dog handlers, 4 snipers, and then we've got 1 of all the other stuff as well. What I am going to do is go over to bureaucracy and get the offshore tax haven, which is basically Apple, and what... yeah, basically what essentially you pay 1% tax. Instead of paying, I think the standard in-game tax is like 30%. It might even be more than that. But we get tax relief, which brings the effective corporation tax down to 15%, and then we get offshore tax haven, which gets it to around 1%. So we'll save a total of $3,000 of taxes per $10. Per $10,000. So yeah, it's silly. It's just completely silly. I mean, in this context, you know, we would use that to plow into building more walls, more bars, more guards, essentially. Well, not building guards, but you get the idea. But in other ways, well, what else would you do with it? I've already got 48 grand. I don't need any more. I mean, I've got enough, thanks to do that. Anyway, we'll go for a workshop. So it'll be... I always type that workshop. There we go. Quite a simple task. Just put that in there. In terms of objects, obviously we've got on either side tables running straight down, made to measure. It was made to measure, actually. We did make it so it did that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 other side presses. Now, there has been some people mentioning a couple of episodes ago about making it just a sawmill and just have sawmill in there. I would like to do that, but sadly the game doesn't really allow for it. Because of the way it works, let me just put an automatic door server on here, because quite frankly it's going to be a nightmare otherwise. Because of the way it works, if you have it so you just have saws and you've got another workshop, it'll take things in one and out the other and all sorts, so it just doesn't entirely function. It would be nice if you could designate something as a sawmill so it would just work with the trees, but you know, that'd be the Prison Architect 3.0 and a lot of the little bug fixes and changes and tweaks that one would hope they'd add. Anyway, obviously we need to go ahead and add the metal detectors in here, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to open these doors for the work peoples, and actually it looks like they've went ahead and thankfully placed the automatic door servos in anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and place one there and then come down here, so that should help out the building process somewhat because it should be a lot quicker. In terms of deployment, we can see that this is set as everything is okie dokie and everything fine. We're just going to go look at prisoners here, so just pause it for a moment. We can see that our maximum security amount is 74, but our minimum capacity is 68, so we need to wait for those maximum security prisoners to go down. There is another way of doing it, and people have pointed this out to me. And that is our normal security is currently 38, but our capacity is 68. So what we can do, we can be a bit naughty here, and we can start looking at some of these prisoners, and if they've not got reputations, we can reduce their rating somewhat, and I don't think that's a terrible idea. This is Mr. Wobble, so I might as well. He's found drugs, luxuries. He's on alcohol group therapy. We'll reduce him down to normal, perhaps. We've got the priest, which is volatile and quick. That's no way that's getting changed. Anyone that's got a job in here, I think, you would think would be worthy of knocking down. Fearless. Not a terrible trait for normal. Scott Gulliford, which we have seen before. No reputation and is working in here. That's fine. That's now a normal security designation on there. And we've also got some others coming in. This is Stephen Busby. Strong. Don't think we'll bother that. Christopher Carter. Quick. And not become suppressed when locked in solitary. They really don't care. Fearless again. Fearless. They're not terrible traits to have. And that person was... I'm sure that person was escorted here. Hang on. And then is leaving. Andrew Pigeon. He's done behavioural therapy, spiritual guidance, success and all that. Yeah. Oh, escape attempt though. Yeah, there's no way you're getting put into normal, mate. Tom Conahan. Volatile. I think, okay, that should be normal. That's fine. So if we look now over on the top here. Normal security 42. Medium capacity 68. And maximum security 70, but maximum capacity 68. So that's strange. I wonder why that's happened there. I thought I changed it. If we actually go over to traits, it would be a lot easier for me to do this, wouldn't it? Intelligence, informants. Hang on. Amy Queen. Necromossify Necro Amy Queen. Smart enough to get out of anything prison. It's taught like a turtle and have a nice moustache. I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know what that flavour text's all about. So, Andrew. Normal. Landshark. Normal. God, I remember landsharking on Medal of Honor Allied Assault and Spearhead. Basically, it was a hack essentially, where a cheat where it would make you just super thin so you could like scrape along the ground, and it was yeah. I'm sure a quick Google will inform you of that if you're not aware. So minimum security 67 capacity, that's fine. So we should be able now, in theory, be able to go to deployment and change over on the right hand side this to MinSec only, and that shouldn't kick anyone out. We should be okay there, but I'll give it a day to cycle through, then we'll go ahead and alter that. So that ain't got any electricity. We should probably resolve that. There we go. I'll open that door for them. We do need to assign prison labour in here. Maximum qualified prisoners is only 7, but obviously if this was continued on and on and on and on, everything should be pretty much set up, ready to go. In terms of deployment guard patrols, we're doing it to set one up here, so we'll have it going back and forward like so. That's fine. Probably don't have enough dog handlers. As you can see, there's several of them just not being assigned, and that's probably because the kennel is too small. Let's have a quick look. We haven't been down here in quite some time. Actually, it's not the case. It's not the case at all by the look of it. I'm just going to hire another 4 dog handlers. We've got more than enough money to sort that out, so there's no problem there. Currently sleep time. Haven't done anything in terms of shakedown since, well, about yesterday, so I don't think we'll bother. We haven't also got a dog patrolling around here, which we probably should have. So from this part onwards, along and down to there. I honestly don't think past there there'd be any point. In reality, we're going to sniff them about there anyway, so yeah. But we'll put it to the edge just in case they decide to tunnel across. I don't think they would ever tunnel... I don't think they would ever tunnel right under here, because that's a lot of concrete. They'd go down and across. So more likely you to discover them here or here. I think it would be straight down or maybe out and down and around. Yeah, so it could be that. It could be that. What I'll do though, deployment, dog patrols, just in case, we'll just extend it just a tiny bit there. That's fine. You can still see a sign these dogs is still not functioning. We still haven't got enough dog patrols. Or rather, we've got dog patrols, we just haven't got the... We haven't got the staff. Right, there's 30. If that doesn't do it, I don't know what will. So, got the patrols sorted. Guard dogs there, yep. Haven't got any armed guards around here. Don't need them really. Although we might assign one. Might as well assign one to give that around there. That's fine. And I think that's about right. So, we'll just get some CCTV up and running and we should be good to go. So, CCTV can be placed in probably here. Just need to double check it. Yeah, right in front of the warden there. There and there, I'm guessing. Nope. There and there. Yeah. And then we'll go down. Actually, can we put CCTV? Yeah, CCTV can be shown in here. That's good. Easier for me to access. Put one in there. Don't really need one in here. But I will have one in parole. Like that. So that's prisoners being released. Don't have one in the dormitory, which is obviously a fairly big oversight. So we'll have just one either side. Like, oh, we are. Oh, benches. Yeah, I haven't got a bench in here. Probably should put benches in. I don't want CCTV in here. Could just do that. Like that. That should be about right, yeah. And I'll get the benches put in as well. Objects, bench, 1, 2. And that's sorted. And then finally it's just the CCTV around. There's a lot of ODs going on. Is it just because I haven't looked at them? Because it often is the case that is... Yeah, it's just I haven't looked at them, that's all it is. Just a bug. Dandy, okay. So, in here, this is going to be a bit more difficult because I don't really have a place to put them other than really just in the middle. And it's only roughly in the middle anyway, so that'll do. I just know as well that we've got a bit of a problem that this is a staff door, so people are getting let in here, but then they need to be let in and out of this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dismantle those two doors, because quite frankly, it means nothing having these staff doors. The only thing you're losing out on is a little bit of security, but then it's disingenuous to imply that they were given a lot anyway, because what happens is if they have access to this anyway, which they do have free access if you go to deployment, you can see there's no problem there. They're allowed to come in anyway. If they're going to steal something, they're going to steal it anyway. That's just going to happen, right? And if they have access down here, which they do, then again they have, there's no point in a staff door because they're just gonna have to stop and wait for someone to open it. So it's just taking a lot of guards' time. It's tweaks and changes like that I could spend many an hour on this game at and improving it. We are receiving not as much cash as we should be. What I'm going to do is go to intake and just say fill capacity and just open everything. And as you can see, look at that, 26 grand, a lot of prisoners there, a lot of prisoners, 55 prisoners on the next intake, and that's why we're not receiving a bit of a profit there. But to be fair, we have just got a lot of prisoners in here. So we're going to get death row, we're going to get minimum security, maximum security. Let's just check the deployment. That's all deployed up. We've got those cells as the high-risk ones, are Supermax, yes. One thing I should probably do is change that to shared so anyone can use them, because these guys will all go down anyway. But if I don't have this one who's... if both these were Supermax, and these ones are automatically set as medium anyway, then it means that the legendary prisoners... Oh, actually, it doesn't matter. I was going to say the legendary prisoners won't have anywhere to shower. Doesn't matter, because they shower in their cells. So actually, there's no problem with doing that. That's fine. Speaking of the legendary prisoners, should we have a look to see if he's still in here? Yes, he is. Conan, look at all the needs. Lots and lots of needs, but quite honestly, it's his problem. Have we got people working in there. We do have max jobs in there. That is fine. Although it might be best to assign that cleaning cupboard to say mid-sec only, so on your medium. It would be nice to way to set multiple ones, so medium or lower, or medium or higher. You know, so you can set different gradings. Again, that's Prison Architect 3.0. Someone asked about that in the comments. Actually, they're saying, "Well, where is Prison Architect 2?" Well, they did like a Prison Architect 1.0 type thing when the game was released, and then they added some more stuff and. Well, released from early access, and they added some more stuff, and then they did like a nice pass across the entire board to try and iron out a lot of the bugs, and they did do a lot of that, and a lot of the quirks, but there's still also several in here which, you know, we might see removed at some point, we might not. It's, you know, for someone who's played it a lot, it's certainly playable, you just have to get around it, just annoying for newer people. Anyway, we're just going to go over to intelligence, informants, and we can see we've got, oh, ex-law enforcement straight away. We need to sort that out. So I think it's not them, is it? We're going to have to wait until these are split up. And there's another prison guard as well. So we're going to say you are now protective custody and, quite frankly, mate, lockdown permanent. So ex-law enforcement's in there somewhere. There they are. There. Christopher Underwood, ex-law enforcement and fearless. Protective custody, lockdown permanent. There we go. And there's another one. Yeah, so snitch and ex-law enforcement. Protective custody, lockdown permanent. And it's saying they don't have access to cells, which I don't think is the case. Why is it over-egged it then? It's over-egged it. 2 prisoners are unable to be assigned to cells. That makes no sense. There we go. I think it's just glitching out for some reason. Anyway, we will go ahead, check deployment. That's fine. Workshop's fine. So it's just a case of utilities. And then from here, wiring up all of these. Now, yes, there is more cameras than we can man in one go. Damn it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's technically everything. Do we have any spare space in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so what we'll do, we'll have this one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Now that means that one of these cameras will be cycling. But it's only one camera. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Apparently a tunnel has been found there. Don't entirely believe that is the case. Not round there anyway. It's very, very unlikely to be the case. Either way, we'll be doing another shakedown tonight anyway. So, I think that is about it. We do have another death row inmate. Somewhere. Can't see them, but we do have another death row inmate. So we do have all of our people in here, all the snitches and stuff. I say all of them, all the ones I've seen and that I know about. There might be ones that we don't. The best way to do it is to check in here. But is that Arkwright? Oh, it is Arkwright. Daniel Shadow Arkwright. No, it should be Albert Arkwright. The legendary shopkeep. One of the best comic characters created. The Warden, incoming call. The identities of a number of witnesses in a federal prosecution case have been leaked, and some of them are inmates in our prison. Hits have been taken out on them, but we need them alive. You need to identify the prisoners and keep them in one piece until their court date. Okay. 9 witnesses. Oh my good grief. Right. That's going to be a task. So what I'm going to do, might be a bit of a phone-in, I am going to pause it there. And there's a puller right there. Not a nice one either. So, what is that all about? Anyway, what I'm going to do is leave it there. This is the last episode of the series. We are, we've built everything now. We've built everything on the left, everything on the right, all the extra bits, all the designations. There will be the odd quirk here and there where I haven't placed a tile I'll place a tile in the wrong place or something like that. But for the most part, overall, it is built. If there's going to be another episode, I would give all of these guys permanent lockdown. That's all it would be. So I'd go around, run around, permanent lockdown the lot. Should be an easy task. And then, yeah, that'll be about it. We haven't got enough solitary confinement for them. Sorry, we could put them in. Yeah, we could actually put them in solitary confinement. Probably the better way to do it, because then we know they're all in one place. Give them all permanent solitary confinement, and then, yeah, see how it goes from there. But that is it for this episode, this prison, and indeed the series. Overall, very happy with what we've accomplished. I thought at the start of the series it would be very, very difficult to make a prison with the warden mode, or rather difficult to plan it out long term, but we did manage to do that with a couple of quirks here and there, and I think the prisons come out quite nice. Obviously we have changed things around. I did forget about the grading. I don't know whether it was just forgetting or just not bothering with it. Either way, a bit of an oversight there. We sorted that out. Didn't really think about expanding. Well, this area here was always made so we could expand if we need to, which obviously we did do, to then up the grading somewhat. So we've got in here high risk and also some supermax and legendary prisoners. Finally, on the bottom left, we have our death row, which we have used that facility multiple times now. And then as a sort of last thing, it was on the right hand side where we've had another expansion towards getting the workshops, which are currently getting decent throughput. We're getting stuff put through, we're getting people trained up, reform will be going up because of that, hopefully. We've also got 2 big dormitories, which is something that we wanted to try out, and that's pretty good. We do have some planning, which I do need to get rid of, because quite frankly it will annoy me a bit. But yeah, we've got all the planning sorted out for the most part, and followed the plans as it was. Bit dirty here and there, you can see, but for the most part, it's working. And there's a Featherstone. Matt Featherstone, just to finish the series off, we've found a Featherstone. Overall, in terms of grading, we can see reoffending rate is now 9% with a 200 released prisoners. So I believe this was either in the very low 20s, or at least it was on like 17-18%. So that has gone right down now. Punishment is very high with an 8 out of 10 rating. Reform is middling at 5, although we are doing almost all of the programs we can. The only way to get that up higher would be to either not have these same amount of prisoners, have different type of prisoners, or most likely the better way of doing it would be to have prisoners that would be, for example, like well, actually, the prisoners you would want is ones that are not suppressed, so we'd have to get rid of the armed guards, so that would be a slightly different thing. Security is quite high, at 3 out of 5 rating, and health is -1 because we do have some people ODing, but I don't think anyone died because of it, at least from what I can recall. Prison value, 6,700, daily profit of 6 grand, plus or minus some change, you understand, because of the shop and the workshop, and it all fluctuates, and the amount of people is released as well, because you get 3 grand early release, 10 grand if you go through the execution process and things like that. Capacity 187, not that 200 which we were aiming for, but yeah, it's okay. I'm sure we weren't aiming for that, but it would be nice to get that, but close enough. Deaths in custody 16, not good at all, but I think at least 4 or 5 of those were due to the legendary prisoner, which hopefully we've now curved. No prisoners escaped, which is always what you want to hear. We've paroled 136 prisoners, and only 3% of those have reoffended. Executed 3 prisoners in total, 0 of them have been innocent. Overall, a decently graded prison. I think okay design prison, especially more the central section. These ones on the far left is quite okay. This one on the right, bit ad hoc, but it gets the job done. Overall, have enjoyed the videos and the series, making all of these. Hope you have too, watching them, etc. And Warden Mode, I think, great success. I think it's a very, very nice addition. Changes it up somewhat. Hoping to see it expanded into other things. I don't know what you could do with it. I mean, there'd be many things you could do with it, really. But a couple of tweaks and changes here and there. This is, after all, being the beta build that we've been running. So hopefully there'll be tweaks and changes, more additions made. And yeah, glad to see this in. Definitely going to be playing more of this. Probably not for the next little while at least, want to give PA a bit of a break, and when we come back to it, we'll probably do Warden mode, and we'll also do the mutators as well. So we have several different things on, other than just big head mode. So we'll make it more difficult. We'll have maybe like all gangs or something like that. But by all means, if you have any idea for the mutators you would like to see, then let me know in the comments for the next series, and hopefully we'll incorporate those. As I've said many times, I hope you have enjoyed the series and the videos. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.